Martin. Tonight, the frantic search for suspects after a woman in her 40s is shot dead on a busy street in the middle of the day.
I saw a man pull out a handgun and shoot a woman.
People shouted like pow, 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 and we saw a woman collapse.
Tonight, the latest from police on where the investigation stands and why it's believed the woman may have been an innocent bystander.
We know that this may be just scratching the surface. There's more out there.
Startling new numbers from Ottawa police suggest a surge in reported hate crimes. We'll take a closer look at the data. And
choose your own adventure. It's saturated in the multicultural plethora of insanity. It's so great, yeah.
Bring on the fun. Summer festival season is here with literally something for everyone, from food to art, salsa, and more. We've got you covered. You're looking live tonight at Queen and Carlaw in Toronto's Leslieville neighborhood. You can see Queen Street is still blocked off, and there are a number of bright yellow evidence markers still on the roadway. Detectives tonight are trying to piece together what could have possibly led to a woman being shot and killed in broad daylight on a busy Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Chris is away tonight. We still don't know who the suspects are and where they could be. As Lorenda Redekop shows us, it's believed the woman in her 40s was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Panic for people in Toronto's East End over the lunch hour when gunshots erupted. Some hit the ground.
Saw a man pull out a handgun and shoot a woman in a pink dress. Shot her about 2-3 times. She tried to flee across the street and she fell on the ground, and it looks like he and a group of other gentlemen ran away.
Police say 3 men were in a verbal and physical altercation. Then shots were fired. Police say they don't know how many people had a gun. All 3 suspects took off on foot. Police say it's believed the victim was likely a bystander.
It is unknown at this time if there is a relationship between the female and these 3 individuals. It is not believed that there is, but this is still actively being investigated.
People in the area immediately rushed to help the woman and performed CPR.
People were helping her outside. They rolled her over on her side and then saw some wounds on her side. It was really upsetting.
She was taken to hospital in life-threatening condition and later died. Police say they've received many videos from businesses in the area, but they're looking for more evidence.
We are making an appeal to the public. As you know, this was a Friday afternoon on Queen Street East, a very busy neighborhood, commuters, pedestrians, streetcars, and vehicles.
This is a neighborhood with many families and young children. And just around the corner from here, right after the shooting happened, at a childcare center, they were all told to stay inside. This is a daylight shooting that's left so many people in this neighborhood shaken. Lorenda Redekop, CBC News, Toronto.
Turning to another violent incident in Toronto, that stabbing on board a packed subway train yesterday. The victim remains in hospital tonight and is expected to survive. Police also releasing photos of the man they believe is responsible. Greg Ross takes us through what we've learned and a warning: some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing.
This violent altercation on a southbound train yesterday is what led to a man in his 30s being stabbed multiple times. Other frightened passengers on the train can be seen trying to run away, all while the train is still in motion between Lawrence and Eglinton stations.
It's really scary.
A day later, many passengers getting on and off at Eglinton station were feeling a little less safe.
I avoid taking the TTC. I'll pay for an Uber, I'll pay for a taxi. I'll walk if it's not too far.
I'm not on my phone as much, my AirPods are out too, so I can hear my surroundings and everything like that.
Several passengers who were on the train at the time of the stabbing yesterday pushed a yellow emergency strip that all subway cars are equipped with.
It triggers a number of actions. It lets transit control know that there's an emergency on board that vehicle. It knows exactly which vehicle. It'll know where it is. We'll immediately get in contact with first responders, let them know we've got an incident on board this train at this location. and we can have them dispatched fairly quickly.
But this is not enough for many, with this being just the latest in a rash of violent attacks on the TTC in recent months.
That the city needs to really cut down and really getting that under control, because it's really happening a lot now.
The TTC says it has already taken a number of steps to improve safety and security along its network in recent months, but the process is still ongoing. Earlier this year, City Council approved funding to increase TTC security. This in direct response to the recent violence on the TTC.
We added millions of dollars for more special constables. We're adding 50 special constables. We've hired about half of those so far. That's a longer process. In the meantime, we've brought in 50 security guards who are specially trained in the city's shelter system. So they have experience dealing with people who may have different needs or in crisis.
Police have now identified the suspect in yesterday's stabbing. 25-year-old Moses Lewin of Toronto is wanted for attempted murder, aggravated assault, assault with a weapon, and 2 counts of fail to comply with a release order. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to come forward. The victim of yesterday's stabbing is said to be in stable condition. Greg Ross, CBC News, Toronto.
Meantime, 2 people are in hospital after a double shooting in Scarborough. It happened at this apartment complex around 11:30 last night. 2 men were taken to hospital with serious injuries. No suspect information is available just yet. We have some startling new numbers from Ottawa Police to tell you about. They say hate-motivated incidents in the nation's capital are up nearly 24% compared to this time last year. Joseph Tooney takes us through the data and has more on who is facing increasing threat.
Police Chief Eric Stubb says the latest hate crime data shows some disturbing trends. It compares the first 6 months of this year with the same time frame last year.
We've seen, recent specific targeting of those in the 2S LGBTQIA+ communities.
Jewish people have reported the most incidents in 2023 at 36. Police say reports of incidents against the LGBT community have more than doubled. This time last summer, there were 14 incidents against them. Now, 1 year later, 32 reports have been made. Black people have reported 30, 8 have targeted Chinese people. Incidents against the Muslim community has also more than doubled, going from 3 to 7. Sergeant Ali Togrel heads the Hate and Bias Crime Unit. He says no one factor is behind the increase, but believes
if you look at the amount of misinformation that exists on various social media platforms and online, that has greatly contributed in terms of the total numbers. Specific, if you're looking at the incidents that happened recently with the LGBT community.
The alleged crimes against all communities include mischief to property, uttering threats, serious assaults, criminal stalking, and harassment. Stubbs points out that these stats only include hate acts that are reported.
Any increase in crime where it's double digit, and now we're into 23.5 is a concerning number. Some of that is, we know that this may be just scratching the surface. There is more out there.
More than 200 hate-motivated incidences have been logged so far this year. The majority of them were deemed criminal. Joseph Tunney, CBC News, Ottawa.
Well, here's a live look at Toronto's skyline this evening. Just a gorgeous night out there. Certainly not as sticky as we've seen lately. Colette, that's some good news for all the fun planned this weekend.
Thanks, Shannon. You know, today a day to be really much more comfortable, less humidity, well, at least around the GTA and towards southwestern Ontario, an exception being for our friends joining us from the Ottawa Valley here and beyond. Today, some of that heat still holding on, and not only that, okay, look at the temperature, upper 20s there for Ottawa. The humidity, this is the humidex value from this afternoon, so still some mid-30s there, whereas elsewhere in southern parts of the province, it was more comfortable. And you're getting there, Eastern Ontario. It is coming. But we also have another system that'll be moving in. So as we look through the overnight tonight, we have mostly clear skies, but increasing cloudiness in southwestern Ontario. So tomorrow morning, I do anticipate you'll have a lot of sun there towards the east. We'll see sun in the GTA until the afternoon, then increasing cloudiness and those rain showers developing likely in the afternoon with some embedded thunderstorms possible there too into southwestern Ontario. So just a look at your overnight numbers tonight. Pretty comfortable sleeping weather. Haven't been used to that. It's going to feel good. You can crack the windows. Still some heat there tomorrow, Ottawa, that increase in cloudiness. And yes, Windsor, prepare for some wet weather. It's going to be moving further east. I'll talk more about that, Shannon, coming up.
Thanks, Colette. Well, the forecast in Toronto, at least, looking pretty perfect for taking in a summertime festival or two. There's no shortage of fun stuff on tap this weekend. Dale Manukduk takes us through some of the favorites.
Choose your own adventure. That's how one Torontonian describes the upcoming weekend.
You can just walk out your door, run into something. I don't like to live a planned life. I don't think I need to when there's like too much going on. You just run into it, get into it, and move on to the next thing.
He's one of over 350 artists selling work at the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair, running today until Sunday at Nathan Phillips Square. It usually sells over $2 million in art, and this year the fair is rolling out its Budding Art Buyers program.
The young audiences, kids under the age of 14, they can buy work with their allowances, and the work is priced under $20.
TOF is the OG event this weekend, going 62 years strong. At Stack Market, Midsummer Celebration is the new kid on the block, Volvo's inaugural event highlighting sustainability.
Volvo Cars is deeply committed to sustainability, and it's really important for us to demonstrate that within the community. We aim to be a carbon neutral company by 2040.
There you can join fresh flower crown making workshops and test drive one of their fleet of EVs. For each test drive, one tree will be planted in the city. After all the walking and driving, you could probably use a bite and a beverage, plenty of that too. At Rendezvous along Richmond, Winefest is back.
Wines of California, Spain, Argentina, Chile, Niagara-on-the-Lake. We really run the full gamut as far as the globe's concerned.
But what are you going to pair that with? Summerlicious has got you covered with prefixed gourmet meals at affordable prices.
We work with our suppliers to make sure that we're getting the right ingredients, and surprisingly, I mean, working locally tends to be less expensive.
The plethora of events is why some call summer in Toronto the best.
It's amazing. I love the city in the summer. We sold a cottage just so we could stay in the city in the summer.
If downtown is too much, grab your dancing shoes and head to St. Clair West for Salsa Toronto.
It's not just something we say, it really happens. People are dancing in the street. It's different from other street festivals where people are just, maybe going out for a stroll.
Dale Manukduk, CBC News, Toronto.
Okay, all that fun comes with some road closures to tell you about. Lawrence Avenue East from Birchmount to Warden will be shut down until 1 a.m. Monday. Now that's for the Taste of Lawrence Festival, Canada's biggest salsa party. Salsa on St. Clair will shut down parts of that stretch from Winona to Christie. And of course, there is some construction that'll likely make things a little slow going on the road. Parts of Broadview, Yonge Street, and the Lakeshore will all see work this weekend. For more details, you can head over to toronto.ca. Well, riding your bike for some in Toronto can feel downright dangerous. There's one stretch in particular along Adelaide that cyclists say is especially bad. Anam Khan has more on the concerns and the changes they're calling for.
Cyclists who frequently ride on Adelaide Street say they feel confused and unsafe.
Like right now, there's a sign there that says single file, yet this lane is open, so it's unclear for the cyclists on what they're supposed to do, and that means it's confusing for the cars where they're going.
It's not clear at all.
How come?
It's random, and does that make any sense to you? Those pylons, where they are and why they're there?
Last month, the city relocated the bike lane to the north side of the street. The move is part of a major construction project to replace the water main and create a separated bike lane. But some cyclists say they're now dealing with confusing sign and debris that resulted in injury.
What I couldn't see was an asphalt-colored ring that had been on the bottom of one of those large construction pylons.
Brendan O'Connor hit a piece of a pylon and was thrown off his bike.
And because it's basically like a tire, you went up over the edge, down into the indent, and up over the edge again. And I was thrown off my bike. And I slid along the pavement, and I hit my helmet on the road. And I suffered a lot of road rash on my left side, bruising. Very, very sore.
And so when he said he went down on Adelaide, I wasn't surprised.
David Shelnut is a biking advocate. He's heard from 3 injured cyclists in the last week.
When you're shutting down large areas like this, you need to be clear with the public what's going on. You need to have city officials constantly checking on construction companies to see that they're living up to their agreements.
The city says it's looking for ways to improve the experience for cyclists while the construction continues. It says anyone traveling on Adelaide Street should be mindful of all road users. Construction is expected to be completed next spring. Anam Khan, CBC News, Toronto.
It is a weekend of festivals. One of the big ones, Salsa on St. Clair. Now, dancing is a big part of the fun, but skill level is not, and neither is age. It's all about bringing the art of dance to new audiences, young and old. I found that out earlier this week, that salsa could be part of the secret to staying young at heart. On a steamy Wednesday evening, dozens of seniors move to the beat. Hips swaying, and despite a lingering heat warning, plenty of smiles too.
Let's get some salsa claps in here. Let's go.
I'm a Pinas Croca. I come from Italy.
So you're here today for salsa lessons?
And you want to know what I eat today?
No, salsa.
Huh?
You're here for salsa lessons? The salsa, the dancing?
I used to dance already with the salsa, but like now, you know how old I am? I'm 92 and a half.
Salsa shrine number 2, okay?
Hi, my name is Francesca Volpe. I'm here because I love salsa. And I hope you guys have a nice, sexy man that I can do it with.
Well,
Amara's gonna tell you that, okay? So it will be so much easier for me.
2 more times.
I've been dancing since I was a little girl, and I like to pass it on. My name is Daniela Pozo, and I'm representing Ritmo Caliente by Martin Samuels.
Eso!
I think salsa is a very vibrant dance style. It gets everyone up and going. It's very interactive, great way to stay fit, and I think what better way to bring even more joy to seniors as they're here doing different activities. Why not add dance as a little, fitness activity?
And roll, let's go.
Dance is all about having fun. More than anything, forget the technique. Dancing is more about fun and learning different cultures. I believe dance just brings so many people together. I've had in the past some comments say, you made me feel young again. Oh, I haven't done this since my younger days.
There we go. And don't forget the hips and the arms.
I love it so much. Merengue, bachata, cha-cha-cha.
What do you love about it? What does it make you feel?
Nothing on dance. I feel young.
I would say it cheers you up, the music. If you are kind of depressed or something, it will bring you up. Also, you cultivate your attention because you have to learn the steps. So that's all the reason. And bottom line, I like to move.
It's good exercise, and it's not strenuous where you're gonna hurt yourself. So I think it's great.
And it's
for everybody, everybody. Social, you meet new people. We still have a man problem. So it would be nice to have, it would not, get there.
Pose, big pose, let's go.
Yes, big thanks to the friends at Columbus Center for inviting us to that. Colette, lots of people counting on the forecast this weekend.
Shannon, we do have a pretty nice weekend shaping up weather-wise over southern Ontario, and so many things to do at this time of year with your weekend. But some showers do move across the lower Great Lakes, so I'm going to kind of work you through the timing on this, and you can plan around things. Certainly through the overnight tonight, we have mostly clear skies with just some increasing cloudiness back towards Windsor and Sarnia and Chatham-Kent. But by tomorrow morning, you'll see those clouds thickening up in that region, and then in the afternoon, getting into a better chance of seeing some rain showers or even some heavier downpours with some embedded thunderstorms. So the afternoon there should fare pretty well around the Golden Horseshoe and into cottage country, but you'll see that increase in cloudiness in the afternoon, and then your chance of showers really gets enhanced into the evening and overnight, Saturday into Sunday. And towards eastern Ontario, Kingston, off towards Brockville, Cornwall for the nation's capital, Saturday looks really good. much of the night, and then into Sunday, there is a little more cloud cover, and the model's not totally in agreement. It looks like you may not see too much in the way of showers on Sunday, but an isolated chance going in there. Something I do want to point out for this region, though, is you can see the smoke coming back through tonight into tomorrow. It's very close to the border with Quebec, but it will have an impact on some of you, certainly, and then we see that improving as we get towards Saturday night into Sunday. So seeing it lift further towards the north. So let's walk you through not just the weekend, but kind of looking ahead here, starting with Toronto. There we go. Sun in the morning, that increasing cloudiness, 26, feeling like about 29, so still those lower humidex values. Then showers Saturday evening, overnight into Sunday morning, and a little bit cooler Sunday before things pop back up again. And for Windsor, yes, especially tomorrow afternoon, your chances of showers and thunderstorms and early evening before it improves there. Sunday, I have put a slight risk in, okay, and there is going to be some cloud cover in there. And the temperatures, this is a bit of a departure with the mid-20s there through the weekend. It doesn't last long. You see that sun's coming back and those warmer numbers coming back as well. And now for those of you joining us from Ottawa, what we are seeing is mostly sunny skies. Saturday 28, then into Sunday, more clouds move in. I have put a chance for some showers in there and kind of cooler finally, because that heat warning has held on there longer than other parts of the province, so you'll be getting some relief as we go into the weekend from that humidity. Shannon?
Okay, we'll take it. A pretty special adventure for some young musicians in Ottawa today. They got to show off their talent while riding a double-decker bus. They made 4 stops in different neighborhoods, putting on 30-minute concerts.
Really wanted to bring music to the community, and we're really happy that we're able to do that with this event, Orchestra's Wheels on the Bus, presented by Kiwanis Club of Ottawa.
Well, I just think it's a wonderful opportunity for any child to have the opportunity to learn music.
Yeah, I just think about like how much music has like changed my life.
Very cool. Okay, finally tonight, the Calgary Stampede kicking into action, starting with a parade, this year led by a familiar face. That's Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen doing the honors as parade marshal, riding out in front in that traditional Stetson hat and sporting a big smile. He opened the 10-day Stampede. Now it's billed as the greatest outdoor show on Earth. 300,000 people lined the streets of downtown Calgary to take it all in. Looked like a nice there too. That's our show for you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'll see you back here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Good night.